Well, hello everyone, it's Sheila back again. Welcome to my channel. I've been sitting here doing a little bit crochet. This is a blanket I'm doing for Dagry, and I'm doing a little bit of everything. I'm doing a little bit of this first thing in the morning. Before I do anything, I spend about half an hour. I've got hairs on it and all, it's off my hair. I spend about half an hour in the morning just doing maybe a couple of rounds. That's what I've been doing. I started off with 2 rows of white. There's 2 rows of pink, 2 rows of blue, 2 rows of white, and 2 rows of turquoise. And that's how I'm doing. I'm going to do 2 rows of whatever colour I put in this. And then later on in the, probably in the afternoon, I'll do a little bit of this in the morning, maybe it's half an hour to an hour, something like that. And then I'm doing Tommy's cardigan in the afternoon. And then on the night time, it's usually from about 6 o'clock at night when I'm sitting down watching the television, I'm doing my orders. So I do them from 6 o'clock until going to bed while I'm watching the television. I keep the longest time for the orders. But this is something, it's not actually a square. I started off with this the other day, and I made, you know how you do a granny square and you have 4 like little clusters, like 2 and 2. Well, I tried that the other day and I put 6 clusters. I made 6 clusters so that I had 1 at each end and 2 in the centre on each side. But it was turned out more, it was still like a square. It didn't look like a rectangle, which is what I wanted. So this is actually a proper rectangle. You can see it like that. When you hold it like that, you can see how the length is longer that way. And what I did when I started with this was I started off with a chain. And you have to do your chain in multiples of 3. And I think I did 12. Plus 3 for the turning, which was 15. I started off with 15, so I got 3 clusters here, 3 clusters there, and 1 at the top, and then it started the corners on, you know, when you go around the chain and worked it around until I've got my corners, you know, where you normally do the corners. Well, I'm going to add another colour. I'm going to add grey to this, and I'm going to show you a little trick that I use for to hide all your ends. As you can see, you can't see any ends where I've joined in the wool on the other side. And I'm going to show you a little trick that I use so you don't have to sew or weave in these ends afterwards. I'm going to show you what I do. So I'm going to change to my phone and do a close-up like I normally do on my phone, and show you what I do when I join in another colour. So this is my granny rectangle. I think that's what you call these ones. It's not a granny square. So you can see widthways that way, and when you turn it that way, you can see how much longer it is. But I'm going to show you how I join in. Going to do the grey. I'm going to make it, I want to bring this up closer so you can see it better. I'm going to make a slip knot first. That's my slip knot, and when you join it in, you can join it anywhere along the, anywhere at all along, it doesn't matter where you start from. I start around about the middle, somewhere like that. So I'll put my hook in and put the tighten that up a bit. Then I'm going to do 2 chain, and then go into the space and do a triple crochet. But before I go any further, I'm taking the hook out, and this is where I've joined the end that I've joined. I'm going to put the hook in the back part of the, you see the stitches, the V stitch along here. I'm going into the back of the stitch and pulling that through into the next stitch. Like that. Now some people just hold this when they're crocheting, they just hold it over the top like that and crochet over, but you get the loop shown through on the other side. So this is what I do. I find this a better trick to hide the, and just keep going along into every stitch until you've taken up all that spare tail end that you started with. And it also makes it more secure because you're going to crochet over the top of those stitches. It's getting a little bit harder as the tail's getting shorter. Then I usually just leave that little bit, and I'll probably cut that little bit off as I come along, but it's hardly noticeable. And then when you crochet over, it's even less noticeable again. And I've done one. That's one with my chain and two. So that's my first cluster in there. Going to the next one. It's, you know, 3 times each cluster, 3 times into the space. And as you'll notice, I don't crochet like everybody else does. So any remarks about the way I crochet, this is my way of doing things, which I think I've told you all before. This was the way I was taught, so this is the way I'll always do it. And we're coming to this end bit where the little end is. It might be covered over, but you might have to cut that little bit off if it's shown on the other side. And there, you can't see it on the other side, so it's underneath the stitches there. And that's how I join in another colour and save myself a little bit of work afterwards. I don't have to either sew in or weave in those ends. They've already been woven in as I've started the thing up. I hope that's a little bit information that might help anyone that because I do like to do a little bit crochet as well. I'm not just a knitter, I'm a crocheter as well. So that's my little tip for today. I hope it helps some of you who have doing the kind of things I'm doing, crochet, and then having to sit and either sew all those ends in afterwards, or especially if you're doing a lot of different colours like I am, because I'm using up the I'm using up my small pieces of wool first. When this gets a bit larger and I get further along, I'll be going a long way along before I have to change colour. But I do like to do a little bit crochet at times. I never did this for my kids when they were little because they were all boys, except when they were babies. And I used to do little cardigans and, for little boys, and little blankets for their prams and their cots and that. But naturally, as they got older, they didn't want things like this. That's boys, isn't it? And I don't know about most people that do corners, but some people put 3 stitches in the corner and some put 2. Well, I'm a 2. That's what I put in my corners, because I find if I put 3, your corners end up going up to a point. So I think 2 is quite enough in the corner. I've done 3, 2 chain, and then doing another 3. And I've explained before in other videos about the way I crochet. This was the way I was taught. And I have tried the other way, the way everybody else does it, with the wool like this, and I just end up in a mess. I start off okay. I have tried it because I like to try my hand at the way other people do things, but as you can see, it's very clumsy for me this way. I just cannot get the hang of it, doing it like that. This is my way. The same hand as the hook, and I can go at quite a big speed when I want to, if I'm in a hurry for something. But that's a little bit of that. So I've done a little bit in the corner, and I've shown you how to join in your loose ends. That's my bit of crochet, and I'm going to show you this is how far I've got with Tommy's cardigan. These are works in progress today, what I'm showing you. I don't think I put a video up yesterday. There was nothing I was doing, but I've getting way up the sleeve. I'm nearly up to the armhole, so I'll be putting another video on my other channel, Sheila's Just Knitting. I'll be doing another video for a bit of the tutorial for there when I get up to the armholes, which is, I'll probably get up there today, because it's only just after 10:30 now, so I can get a little bit knitting. Bit of this done. And I think the last row was an increasing row, so I think my last increasing row, so that's knit 2 on knit 2. I'm starting off with knit 2. So these are my works in progress at the moment, and that's how far I've got with Tommy's. I'll be doing a bit more of that, and I'll have that cardigan finished soon. So I was going to do some little baby ones after I've done these, after I've done Tommy's. And this is Daggery's. I'm actually up to the armholes. I've done the back has to measure 24 inches. So I've done this one. I've done 14.5 inches up to the armhole, and then I'm going to do 8.5 inches from the armhole up to the shoulder, and that'll make it 14.5, 15, 23 inches. And then when you come and put the neckband on, that adds about another inch, so that should make it the 24 inches. And it's took me almost I've got a tiny little bit left on this cone here. So it's took me almost 2 balls, 250 grams, so that's 100 grams to get to the armholes. This is it's going to be a 46 inch. So I know that there's going to be enough, because I wasn't absolutely certain, because Daggery only sent 10 balls 50-gram balls. Well, they were hanks actually. She sent 10 50-gram hanks, and I wasn't sure, but I know that if I can get up to the armholes with 100 grams is enough to do the whole cardigan. So that's what I'll be doing tonight. I'll be starting casting off for the stitches for the armholes, and then the knitting will come along a lot faster, because by the time I cast off, I think it's 6 stitches at each end, and then decrease. I'll have to look at my instructions for it. I'm not sure, because I write my own patterns out, so I'm not sure. I think it's about 14 stitches each side, so there'll be a lot less, so it'll be a lot quicker to knit up to the shoulders. And then the fronts and the sleeves is a lot less stitches, because it's about 128 stitches, I think, for the back. It'll be a lot less stitches, so I'll get the rest knitted up a lot quicker. Put that down there. I'll put Tommy's away, because I'm going to do a little bit more crochet. I'm going to do 2 rounds of the grey on the crochet. That's what I'm going to do every day, but as that triangle gets, well, rectangle gets larger, I'll probably not be doing that much, because I'm not sure what size to do the blanket actually. I'll probably do it like a single. Long hair, my hairs are all over the place, they keep falling out. I'll probably do maybe a bit smaller than a blanket that would fit a single bed, because she just probably wants it for the wrap around it on her bike rides. And I have tried all different kinds of hooks, and these are the kind I prefer, the straight ones. I have those. I have some in my bag here. I've got bags, all different kinds of things in. I've tried these type of hooks with the handles, but they're just too clumsy for me. I like when I'm crocheting, I like my hand to be able to go up and down, and the wool to go up and down the whole thing, and you just can't do it with these ones. I just do not like them. Don't know why I bought them. I bought a whole set of them. I'll probably give them away actually, because I never ever get around to using them again. I've tried them, but I don't like them. I do have, before them, I do have old ones. I think they're the old arrow hooks and that. I have loads of these ones. I didn't need to buy any more, but I decided I wanted a set, so they were all different colours for each different size, and that's what I've done. I bought a set, these ones. I think they're in my other, I have another case with things in. There they are. They bought a set, those ones, with all the different colours, so I don't have to keep hunting around. I just, when I know what colour a certain size is, like that's a 4.5mm, and it's like I don't know what you'd call it, it's like some kind of pink, like shocking pink. So I know anyway, when I get used to all the colours and know what all the sizes are for the different colours, that's much better for me, and I prefer those back in there. When I'm crocheting, I like the wool to be able to go backwards and forwards along the hook like that. That's why I like these ones. You can't do that with those other ones. I do not like them. I have tried some. My granddaughter's got some other different kind. I've tried hers as well, but these are the best ones for me. So that's my little bit for today. So thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll show you next time what I get up to. I don't know if there's anything else I could be doing besides crocheting Tommy's sweater, Tommy's cardigan, knitting Tommy's cardigan, crocheting a blanket and knitting a cardigan for somebody else. Probably a little baby's thing. I could be starting that in between as well, because a baby's one just takes no time at all.